Well, good morning and welcome back to the next segment of the Big Picture Crop Readers Crop Story series for 2026. We're moving right along. We're into almost mid-August. Decided to do this one a little different, come out in the field today and just set the camera up. You can see we're moving along at this stage. A lot of our crop is getting toward the dent stage, depending on planting dates and a few things like that. But we've had really a stretch here of really hot temperatures. A lot of the days have been mid to upper 90s, and the nighttime lows, I don't remember the last time we saw a something in the 60s. It's been a while. So a lot of stress going on in our crops, combined with some of the heavy rains this spring. You can see some of the lower canopy here behind me kind of getting some stress in it, and that's pretty typical across the region where I've been thus far. But the great thing is, looking at the crop, I mean, these are good solid ears. They've got really good weight in them. Kernel counts in this area, for the most part, we didn't lose too much, although I have had a few reports from a few of you that maybe the hot temps too close to your pollination time frame may be creating some tip back in some of the drier areas. But hopefully those areas recently, just in the last day or two, have picked up some rain. So hoping, fingers crossed, blessings from the good Lord, that crop was still hanging on, and now it's got some moisture to go ahead and finish with. But looking at the GDD charts, we're at in the early to mid 2000 GDDs. So depending on the maturity of a guy's crop, we're getting pretty far along. This particular ear came out of one of the earliest fields close to me that was planted. You can see when we look at that, if I can get it in the right spot, milk line's pretty much gone. We're not quite at black layer at this, so I have been checking that. That's one of the things to me that's critical, is trying to identify at what moisture does our crop hit black layer. Is there a chance we extended our grain fill a few extra days, that we're getting down into the 20s on the moisture before we black layer, or is it happening still at that 32 to 35 that conventionally they say when we would do that? So not a lot to report when we look at the plants. Overall, the disease pressure that we were anticipating this year, from last year's experiences, we were all very gun shy. And not that there's not a little disease in the fields, but most of it's not too bad. In my areas, I've not seen anything that's been threatening. And pretty much everybody used some fungicide, but at the same time, it's been holding really well. So those are good things. The crop, like I say, has a little stress in it, but overall, we're kind of winding down. We'll be watching this a little bit closer in the next couple weeks, and I'll share some things that I do in the field for some late season assessments in the next segment. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and call it off. It's late morning. It's pretty hot here in the field. You guys have probably been out in them too, and none of us really want to spend any more time than we have to in our fields right now. But it is still good to get out there, spend a little time, watch your crop, see how it's progressing, look for, are there any deficiencies showing up, but take into consideration what weather you've had. Have you had a lot of heavy rains this year? What was the timing? And just look at how close you are to maturity, and we'll use some of those clues then as we look at kernel weights and some late season ear assessments to decide, did we think that we shorted ourselves? Did it cost us very much or not? So with that, I'm going to call it a wrap. I'm going to head back to the AC, and I hope you find time to spend in the air conditioning as well. Let's revisit our green snapped plant. We're out here today. You can see that this guy, boy, there's just a thread still holding on with him. We've had a couple of weeks here with highs in the mid to upper 90s and lows in the 70s, so not fantastic weather. But let's see what's going on with this plant. I mean, he's still got green leaves, and look at that ear. That's not what we'd like to have on a normal plant, but good gosh, for a plant that's been green snapped for 2 months with that little thread holding on, that plant's doing amazing.